am Adanna Austin. I am your business coach and consultant, and I work with high-end entrepreneurs like yourself to get very clear on your goals, identify your ideal clients, and develop those strategies to grow your business. So what I like to do is to come and share some tips, some tools, and some resources to help you make sense of this world of entrepreneurship, because I know it can become very overwhelming. There are a lot of moving parts that you have to understand, and not just understand, but understand how to put them together to make them work for your business. And today we're talking about your marketing and your visibility. Now, as usual, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I will answer them as we go along. Now, many of you would come to me or come to a coach or even come online and say, you know, you're searching for new clients or you want to get more money in your business, right? And I think that's a real challenge for a lot of entrepreneurs, right? Especially when you're now starting out. How do I get people to visit my social media, listen to my podcasts, read my blogs? How do I get people to know that I exist? Gone are the days where build it and they would come, right? I'm sure we've all heard of that saying, right? But that doesn't work anymore. You actually have to put in the work in order to get people to say yes, they like you, first of all, secondly that they trust you, and then thirdly that they are ready to exchange some monetary do some monetary exchange for your services or for your offers, right? But how do you even get there? And this is what I want to talk about today. When you think or when you say things like I want more money or I want more clients, one of the questions that I always ask my clients is, what marketing are you doing? What marketing are you doing? And I don't mean what does your logo look like or anything like that. And I also don't mean what social media platforms you are, because the conversation goes much further than that. What marketing are you doing? Because in order for you to attract clients, in order for you to attract money, in order for you to grow that business, you have to make sure that the right people know you exist, right? You have to make sure that the right people not just know you exist, but are excited about your offer and want to buy your offers and also share this great offer with other people in their community, right? It's more than just building a Facebook page or Instagram page or LinkedIn page. It's more than just building a website. You have to think to yourself, what is my marketing strategy? And when we talk about marketing, right, when we're answering the question about how do I get more sales, how do I get more clients, when we're talking about marketing, we are talking about how are we building relationships. So I always like to use the analogy of marketing is like dating, right? Once you start to date somebody, what are some of the first things that you do? You may start to text them, you might start to WhatsApp them first, then you might move to phone calls, then you might move to video calls, then you might move to, going out and having different experiences with them, going to the movies, going to the beach, meeting their parents, going to have a drink, going to have dinner, and that evolves. And as you continue to build that trust with somebody, then you might say, okay, let's take a vacation together. Then you might say, okay, let's move in together. Then you might say, let's get married. But it's an evolution, right? And that evolution happens over time because both you and the person that you're dating are putting in the time to engage, to build a relationship, to get to know each other, to ask each other questions, to share funny anecdotes about how you grew up or your experiences, about your school, about the foods that you eat, about your family. That is the same way you need to think about marketing. That is the same way you need to think about your potential clients, because we know that you're not trying to sell to everybody and you're not trying to market to everybody. Same way, like you're not trying to date everybody. You're trying to date a specific type of person, whether that person is tall, short, Trini, America, white, black, purple, green, whatever it is. But you're trying to attract, initially you're trying to attract a certain type of person, right? Because you believe that this person meshes well with your own personality, and you will have the same goals, the same values, and that kind of thing. But you can't, you have to do more than just build it and hope that they will come. So as an entrepreneur, when you start to think about your marketing and you start to think about putting your offers out there, you want to start to think and ask yourself, how am I building a relationship with my audience? How am I positioning myself to seem as the best possible offer? How am I differentiating myself and differentiating my offer from everybody else? Because the dating pool is wide, right? It's a lot of people out there want to date. But how am I differentiating myself? Am I differentiating myself by where I go? Am I differentiating myself by what I eat? Am I differentiating myself by how I dress? How am I differentiating myself as a business? Because you also want to position yourself as the go-to for a particular thing. So when I ask clients, what makes you unique, and they say, well, the price or the customer service. While that may seem like a great answer, it's not the best answer. You have to go a lot deeper than that, right? You have to go a lot deeper than my prices make me the best or my customer service makes me the best, because people don't know how great your customer service is until they've engaged with you. So before they even engage with you, how are you building that relationship? How are you encouraging them to even ask you a question? How are you encouraging them to participate in your offer, or to even test out your offer, try a sample, right, of your offer? Guys, the lights are blinking here. Right? How are you even starting that conversation with your audience, right? How are you even starting that initial conversation with your audience? That is the thing, and that is what marketing is, and that is what is going to lead you to attract more people and attract more money, right, or more revenue into your business, is that relationship building. And that's what I say to clients as well. We have this tendency to feel, okay, we want to start this business, we want money, let me just start a Facebook page or LinkedIn feed and just post. But posting alone is the bare minimum. Even if you're posting every single day, because you don't actually need to post every single day to get the results that you want, right? And you don't need to have an email list of 5,000 people to make exactly what you want. But it's not just about the posting. How are you engaging? How are you starting conversations with these people? What are you sharing with your audience that is going to make them want to respond to you and start a conversation with you? Because it all starts with a conversation. It all starts with a conversation. It does not matter what type of business you're in, whether you're an online business, a brick and mortar business, whether you're selling products or you're selling services or you're selling a mixture of both. It all starts with a conversation. What conversations are you starting? Because you are the one who won the clients, right? What conversations are you starting with your audience? Think about if you had to meet somebody face to face, a stranger, and you wanted to tell them about your business. You wouldn't just say, hi, my name is Adanna, I'm a coach. No, you want to start a conversation. And how do you start those conversations? A lot of times it's by asking questions, yes? And that will also help you become a lot more clearer about who you want to attract to your business. You start conversations, you share stories, you invite them to a free trial, you invite them to a webinar, you invite them to a workshop, you invite them to an open house, you invite them, you know, if you're having if you're taking part in one of the up markets or expos or summits or whatever, you invite them to come and visit your booth. You know, you set up a consultation, you invite them to do a quiz. You do different things in your business that are going to start that conversation with your audience. Does that make sense, guys? Tell me in the comments if it makes sense. Give me a heads up, a thumbs, a love, a heart, or something if it makes complete sense to you. How are you starting those conversations with your intended audience in order for you to get the results that you want? That is what your marketing is. It's not some magic wand. It's not some magic pill. It's not as complicated as you may think it is. It's really just about understanding how to build relationships. And we all have relationships, right? You have a relationship with your siblings, with your parents, with your neighbors, with your cousins, with your friends. You all have relationships. So we all have experience building those relationships, right? So you have to continue doing that in your business. So Adele, you say you ask questions, and crickets, continue asking questions, but not just ask questions, tell stories, use videos. There are so many different ways for you to build that relationship so that you become visible to your audience, right? Because your marketing is about building your relationship and making sure that you are visible to your audience, right? That they know that you are the only choice. They know that if I have this challenge, that this is the person that I am going to come to. This is the person that I am going to speak to, because this person has proven to me over time through their social media posts, through their stories, through their videos, through their markets, through whatever means, their webinars, through their quiz funnels, through whatever means, that they understand the challenges that I'm having and they have a viable solution for me. Guys, it doesn't happen overnight, So that's the next thing. It doesn't happen overnight, but it happens with consistency. It happens with consistency and having different types of relationships. Because think about it this way. I have friends, right, not many, but I have friends, and the way that I may communicate with one may not be the same way that I communicate with another. Think about it that way, right? Because it's not a one size fits all. So how I may communicate to my brother is going to be different to how I communicate to my mother. How I communicate with my brother is going to be different. How I communicate to my sister cousins, it's going to be different. So and that is you understanding your audience, you understanding who your ideal clients are, where they are, and what type of language works best for them, so that you would know, okay, this type of language works best for this audience, so these type of questions work best for this audience, or these types of stories work best for this audience, or these types of emails work best for this audience. It's not a one size fits all. Right? And then sometimes, you send a WhatsApp message and somebody takes a week to respond. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a personal thing. Life is happening with them as well. It doesn't mean that you're not going to say anything to them until they answer that one question. You might just continue asking another question and just, reach out to them and see how they're going. That is life. And that is what you have to also understand as you build your relationships with your ideal clients. So let's rework and reframe how we think about marketing and how we think about visibility in our businesses, so that we can start to grow a business that makes sense, and we can start to scale our businesses in a strategic way, so that you're attracting your ideal clients and you are also bringing money into your business in a really, really healthy way. Not a start and stop, right? And that happens, as I always tell you all, because you ghost your clients. Too many of you are ghosting your clients. So you start off hot and sweaty, posting, sending emails, doing your videos, and then after 2 weeks you get burnt out. And you get burnt out because you had no strategy. You need a marketing strategy, you need a visibility strategy. Without a strategy, you're going to get burnt out really quickly, and then you ghost your audience, and then you literally have to start from scratch all over again. Makes absolutely no sense. Right? You're actually making yourself work much harder. You're doing double work, and you don't actually need to do that. So you need to have that strategy in place that will allow you to build that relationship and be visible in the right places at the right time to the right people. Yeah, so that's my message for you today. I hope it makes sense. As usual, if you have any questions, drop them in my DMs or drop them underneath this video, and I will be glad to answer your questions. I'm so excited to be able to share this information with you, and just look out for more videos as I come on and I share some more tips and tools about your marketing, your sales, your content creation, and how to really make this journey of entrepreneurship a little easier. Yeah, so guys, be safe and follow the rules, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.